lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Sim Racing Media Network. We are live from beautiful Bristol Motor Speedway. My name is Angel Santiago. I want to join everybody for thank you everybody for joining us here tonight for what is going to be some fantastic side-by-side action here at the famed the last Coliseum of Bristol Motor Speedway for a playoff race here for the Monsters of Speed Racing League, race number 25 of their 28 race season. So the season coming close to an end. We have 4 races left. This is the start of the second to last round of the playoffs. We will have one more round after this, or the final round, of course, for Homestead. Not Homestead, I apologize. We usually do Homestead. We're doing Las Vegas this year. Just Homestead on my mind here. Tonight's race is the Taj and Dylan, I don't even ask you to make sure I wasn't say that right. And the Tony Trapasso Memorial Race here tonight. Taj being Dylan's uncle that he lost here recently. And of course, he already had the sponsorship set up for the race. Wanted to go ahead and switch it over for his uncle there, and of course for our broadcaster, unexpectedly passing away as well, Tony Trapasso. So want to make this a special race for the two of them. Dylan going out there now, and Dylan still in his Jimmy Strong paint scheme as well. Right now, the only driver out on track, and on lap 2, he's going to go to the top of the board. Whew. He's going to beat Greg Wood Jr. to the top of the board for the moment. We'll see if that's going to hold. Oh my goodness, yeah, that time was a 14:59, so it was a 10th quicker than your second place. So we'll have 3 drivers who have yet to put a qualifying lap. Greg Wood Sr., Richard Gonzalez, one of your playoff drivers, and then Matt Metler, one of our own here on the Sim Racing Media Network. We are very excited for some racing tonight. As mentioned here from Bristol Motor Speedway, we have 8 drivers that moved on to this round of the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and double check, and unfortunately, we are missing 2 of them for tonight's race. Cody Mitchell unable to make tonight's race, and James C. Jones, he as well. He's had an emergency at work. Sent me a message a little bit before the race, and he was not going to make it, unfortunately. We are excited. I am very excited actually to see Mark Parkhurst jumping in here. Mark, of course, having a rather dominant start to the season that he had. He was unable to continue on with the season. He has been out. He's been working. Just work schedule change for him. So I'm gonna see if I don't see him in chat. So. If he jumps into Discord chat, we'll bring him in at one point. See, aside from that, we're getting ready. We should have just a few more minutes. Yeah, actually, qualifying is just getting ready to get finished up here. So, with that being said, as qualifying is completed, we're going to go ahead and bring in our pole sitter for tonight's race. Dylan McDonald, driver number 38. We'll say the Jimmy Tige. I hope did I say your uncle's name correct, Dylan?
Tige, yeah.
Tige. Okay, well I said okay, Tige. So rolling Tige, Tony Trapasso Strong today, and of course on the hood, Jimmy Strong, Dylan, as you've continued to keep throughout the season. Dylan, very very sorry for your uncle's loss, of course. And I'm of course just at this point where you're here sitting on pole. Great way to get it started.
Yeah, it's been a pretty, I guess, crappy week for both SRM and, my uncle as well. Heart goes out to all of Tony's family and all, and everybody that tunes in every week. So want to give them a big shout out and prayers for his family as well. And it's definitely going to be missed, especially his opening and his closing on the shows.
The opening and the closings, yeah, can never beat them. It's almost like you want to try to repeat it in his name, and it's like, you know what, I'm not even good enough to bring it up. We're going to pull up something at one point here for the Sim Racing Media Network, of course, to continue to celebrate his life. Dylan, just talk to us a little bit, man. We're moving on here to the next round. This is the first race of this 3-race round where we have Kansas and then Talladega. So a lot of uncertainty in these 3 tracks. How do you approach Bristol? And try to keep a clean race so that you can have, hopefully, not too stressful the next 2 races.
Yeah, you just got to keep all the fenders on it, obviously. Check your surroundings because, everybody's going to be right up on top of each other. So got to make sure that stay out of the melee that could ensue from Bristol. So take it lap by lap, actually. Just if I'm towards the front whenever it's all said and done, I'm there. But if I'm not, I'm just going to bank on points because, we got Kansas, which is a draft track type. Same with Talladega, so I got a little bit of faith over at Talladega and Kansas, but anything can happen, especially with this close point battle. Get ready to go to the Final Four.
That much is true, Dylan. Well, we wish you luck. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you here at the end of this one.
All right, thanks, Angel.
All right, that was your pole sitter, Dylan McDonald. Drivers are lined up, ready to go racing here again. We'll go over the grid briefly. We just finished speaking with your pole sitter Dylan McDonald. Greg Wood starting outside pole. Row 2 belongs to Wes Fuller and David Mayo. Nice qualifying run for him. Zach Woods, one of our other SRM members here, and Jonathan Cogswell, winner 2 weeks ago. Rhett Balzer, David Modespal, going to round out row 4. Row 5, Mark Parkhurst, Bill Sleep, who's having quite the season so far this year. Richard Gonzalez, Matt Metler, and Greg Wood Sr. are going to round out your field here tonight. We know we're going to have a couple of drivers missing for tonight's race. It is Bristol tonight for the Xfinity Series with, we all know Dale Jr. racing tonight. So we know we're going to have a couple people missing out. But, hey, no problem. These drivers, they're out here ready to have some fun. I'm a little jealous. Wish I could be out there with them, but really happy to be out here broadcasting the race instead for everybody. As mentioned, playoff drivers, you should see most of them are going to have their yellow or the green banners and green spoilers on the back. Cogswell there, and that number 27 doesn't have his. No problem whatsoever. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. We'll keep you updated as Dylan McDonald to the top of the board. It looks like Greg Wood with a great restart, though, on the outside. But Dylan easily clears for first as they move here into turn number 1. Wes Fuller clears for second, and now the battle may be for third. Nope, the battle will be for fourth between Zach Woods and David Mayo. Some beautiful looking race cars here in tonight's race. You should see already starting off at sunset, 7:30 p.m. local time for Bristol, Tennessee, and then we will continue moving on. Greg Wood going to pull to the bottom. I don't know if Greg Wood, did he jump to start? It almost looked like he did, but I didn't, it's kind of hard to tell. You don't really want to say something like that if that's not really the case. So might be the case right there. Greg Wood might be having to serve a black for that, something that just simply cannot be cleared. That is an iRacing situation. Back to the front, Dylan McDonald holding on to the lead. We have 150 laps tonight for this race. So as Dylan mentioned, you had a long race. It's 150 laps at Bristol can go by very quickly. But at the same time, you have to plan for the the longevity of the race. It's just long enough that if you have a problem, you just don't panic is a big thing. You want to be able to have a chance to actually be able to make it really to the end of the race. So let's see. We're gonna jump through the rest of the field here, see if we got any more action going on. Oh, as Dylan just tags the wall, that's gonna allow Wes Fuller to come up next to him. These two drivers have had a little bit of a back and forth this season. Wes did not make the next round of the playoffs. He's not been able to make, of course, all the races, but he's had a fantastic season himself. Hasn't been able to put it in the win column just yet, but he's working on 10 top 10s, 10 top 5s and 14 top 10s on the season. So he's enjoying himself a great year. David Mayo behind, running in the third spot. He's putting some work in that RC Cola number Chevrolet, RC08 Chevrolet right there. Beautiful paint scheme right there. He's looking to continue to improve his season. Mayo had made the playoffs, not making this round. Only having had 2 top 5s this season. A little bit of a drop off from last year. It's just had a little bit of some bad luck. Been bad place, wrong place, wrong time, really. And this, as Cogswell's looking to his inside for the third position. Mark Parkhurst has put down the fastest lap of the evening that last time around. Previous to this, a 14:68. So that puts him just a little bit faster right now than Cogswell on his fastest lap. And Zach Woods behind. So you're going to see a lot of these drivers continue to build some heat in these tires. One thing I noticed while, I came out, did some laps, probably 15, 25 laps, just to have some fun for a little bit before the race, is that as loose as the cars can be on cold tires, as the tires really heated up, track rubbered in, it got very tight in the center of the corner, on entry and center of the corner. So that's something that'll be interesting to see how these drivers are able to adjust to that. And tire wear is still an issue here at Bristol, here at in the iRacing subscription. So something you really got to be aware of. And someone I want to give a shout out to as well is David Modespal, who he's got the green banner across. He did not make it, unfortunately, through the next round. However, Montespo was out here, again, not through the next round of the playoffs. He had well over 100 laps put in with still 20 minutes of practice left. So Montespo really came in here tonight with wanting an opportunity. Clearly, he wasn't out there putting hot laps. He was just out there trying everything he could to learn more of the track. And hey, the best way to do that is to put some laps down. You see Greg Wood tacking the wall a little bit in the back corner there. He's got a new, very, very sharp paint scheme right there. The Rap Surgeon Ford Mustang. I'm not sure if that was new for this week. I just remember seeing him post it recently. So I'm not sure if it was new for this week or if he's already run it. But nonetheless, very sharp for Greg. Right now, the only car one lap down. We do have a stage break at lap 45. So we'll have to see, does another car avoid going a lap down before then. Richard Gonzalez is in the number 23. He's currently in the 11th position, the last car in the lead lap. I'm not sure. He didn't qualify. He looks a little loose right there, which you can see a lot of these drivers continuing to fight that challenge all night long, loose off turns, whether that be on the inside or on the outside. He's a playoff driver for tonight, so him having a struggle is not very good. We know we're missing 2 of our playoff drivers, so right there, 3 playoff drivers already below, 2 not earning points and 1 not even in the top 10. So everybody else looking to make up as many points as possible. The man on the move right now is Mark Parkhurst. He goes to the inside of Rhett Balzer, and Jonathan Cogswell makes a pass. He's up to 3rd. I will say Bristol is Mark's favorite track, I think, and I'm just saying that, but he is bad fast here, and I know he would love to come in and be able to get the victory. Had 2 earlier this season, along with 6 top 5s and 7 top 10s in his 9 starts this season, so he'll be really excited to he's really excited to be able to get back into this one. We will get an interview with him here at one point as well, not having been able to speak with him in a little while, so very to have him back out on track tonight. Oh, Mitchell, we just got word. He is at Bristol himself. He said he couldn't miss the opportunity for his wife to see Dale Jr. race. He's a huge fan, so great to hear. Though the picture said not watching the race, so in case you're not watching, you got to record it. We won't say anything, won't spoil it for you. So beautiful picture though. He is right on the right in pit road, so he's got a great shot of Dale Jr.'s number 88 Hellman's Chevy. Looking good, really. Before jumped in here, watched a brief bit of the race myself. Seeing him up front, always nice. Running top 3, hearing him scream over the radio what he wants shows the passion he still had, really, that it just became an age. And I think we just had somebody go to the inside wall. I don't know who it might have been. Everybody seems to still be all right. You see a little bit of tired tracks out there at the bottom, but that is to be expected. Now 28 laps here into this. We're almost 15 away from having a our first caution break. Unfortunately for Greg Wood Jr., looking like he may not be the first driver 1 lap down, as Bill Sleep just went a lap down. Greg, however, being 1 lap down at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a track map to see briefly where he is at. All right, you see it's very fast paced here. The 78 at the top of the board there. So I'm gonna say definitely not in risk unless something crazy happens here of going a 2nd lap down. However, he will have some work to do to get past the lap car. So unfortunately for him, doesn't look like he'll be able to get stage points. Maybe if he can catch a Bill Sleep, still get at least 1 stage point to help him through for the next round. Although he came in with an abundance of points here. He had 38 points over 8th place. However, the main cutoff was 35, so he's only 3 points above that. However, Cody Mitchell not coming tonight is going to be a big help. And a caution is out. Oh no, is this your leader? Yeah, Dylan McDonald there looking under Greg Wood Sr. Oh, Greg Wood Sr. came down off the thing. He gets into Dylan McDonald. Oh, goodness. I did see something happens for David Mayo. He was having a great race. We're gonna see right before that. Oh, he has some pretty. Looks like he has some damage to the back of his. Oh, Mayo pulled off. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. All right. Well, that does give. Who did that give? I think they gave Richard Gonzalez his lap back, so that'll put him 8 cars now here onto the lead lap. We will have 10 laps here at the end of we cross the line this next time around. 10 laps before the next before the stage break. Well, to see, it'll be interesting to see if anybody decides to come down, maybe hit pit lane, if maybe switch it up a little bit. Maybe try to get a jump on the leaders, and that's exactly what some of these drivers are going to do. Going to go ahead and hit pit lane here. That'll include Jonathan Cogswell, Richard Gonzalez. He's coming in as well. Dylan McDonald has just completed his stop here. David Modespaw also having completed his lap or his stop here on lap 34. And we're going to go ahead, and I told Mark that we were going to talk to him as soon as we got a chance to. So, Mark, buddy, Angel here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. I was wondering why you weren't out here on track.
Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, I'm going to have to be broadcasting here tonight. Mark, so nice to see you. Not very surprised that you found your way to race tonight's race.
Yeah, I was on my last break at work, and I saw Zach Wood say, "Hey, we're racing Bristol." So, I kind of cleaned up, got out a little early. I'm here. I wasn't expecting to be quite this fast. I don't know if I got any tire left for Wes, but I felt pretty good down there on the bottom. So, we'll see what happens.
Watching you make up a ton of spots there on the bottom, while all these drivers were just struggling there on the outside. Are these cars starting to get tight as the run goes, or are they still staying loose here off of the turns?
Oh, they are. Well, it's a little loose if you hit the gas too hard. But, I mean, it's getting tight. Like, my arm is killing me just after 35 laps here, so might have to turn down some force feedback. But
yeah, I did a couple of practice laps right before, and I said I had only done about 20 laps, and I said, this is getting surprisingly tight here. This is getting really tight. So, well, I know they're lined up side by side. We'll let you go, Mark. I know Bristol's one of your favorite tracks. Happy to have you back here tonight.
All right, I'll try to talk to you here in a couple laps again at the stage break.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right, see ya.
We'll send him back in. Don't want to just cut him off there, but definitely don't want to have him try to talk to us while we are going over the start. Wes Fuller, however, he's the man on point, getting ready to get started. Green flag racing once again, a very late start. I don't know if that's gonna hurt Parkhurst. Did he get the jump on that, or was that? Whatever it is, he's gonna immediately get jump to the lead here. You're gonna hear a couple cars tag the wall as per expected for Bristol. That's just fine. It's almost like Darlington. It's not if, it's or it's simply when or how many times you're gonna go ahead and tag that wall. A couple laps here. Mark said he's not sure if he's got enough tire for Wes. Wes is looking to make his way back up there, but right now, give it to Zach Woods, numero uno of your playoff drivers, looking for max points compared to everybody else. He's got teammate Modespaw behind him. Modespaw's got fresh tires. He's just holding back for a moment, though. You gotta wait for Dylan McDonald. Lap 42 here. We have 3 more until the stage break. Who is gonna win this stage right now? It is close between Wes and Parkhurst. Thank you, Joseph McDonald, for jumping in on chat with us. Dad here of Dylan. Just thank you so much for coming in. Know the situation and everything that's going on. So We hope everything's okay. Praying for your family and all. Right now, though, 2 laps to go here to the end of the stage. These guys are smacking the wall, trying to get right up on each other. I think Wes is fast enough. He just doesn't have enough to get to his inside. Mark goes to the bottom here, allows Wes to have that run. Modestball did make his way finally around Zach Woods. Parkhurst to the bottom, throws the block. There it is. Here comes Modestball. Can he get second in the stage? No, he doesn't. Wait for a 10th place to cross the line. There it is, and that is the stage break. Zach Woods, look at that. He'll be the number 1 of your playoff drivers to get stage points. That'll be big for him. And Greg Woods Jr., he will recover. He's still a lap down. Looks like he will be the first car 1 lap down. And he did get at least 9, so he got 2 stage points. So nice recovery there for Greg Woods Jr. Mark did call. He said that we'll be talking to him at the end of the stage. We'll go ahead and give everybody a chance to hit the pit stops. We'll be right back. You know what? We'll hold on. We'll be right back. We'll go ahead and give everybody just a moment. We'll go ahead and pay the bills here on the Sim Racing Media Network. All right, everybody, we are back here just in time. We're going to go ahead and bring in for a follow-up interview for our Stage 1 winner, Mark Parkhurst.
Hey, buddy, I haven't talked to you in a while.
That long time no see, absolutely. Well, you weren't sure if you had enough tire. You beat West there on the restart, and he looked faster without a doubt, but you just had the preferred lane there, or just his preferred lane, and we're able to hold him off.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel better on the bottom. I know everybody's running around up top, but I feel better on the bottom. I kept getting better acceleration off of there.
All right, there we go. Something that maybe not everybody else wants to hear, but what was your tire wear like that there at the end of that one?
My right front was 79, so yeah, I kind of cooked her.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey,
it's fine.
You had to make your way through the field though, so definitely worth it. Modestball right there.
I was going to start like 11th, so.
Yeah, exactly. Now you got a car in front of you who doesn't really have a ton of laps on the tires. Still pretty early on. Almost a benefit of him to have a little bit of heat to start. What's your plan now here over the next 40 laps, really? And how do you make it to the end of this one without having any issues, hopefully?
I'll just keep doing what I've been doing. I only got 1 car in front of me now instead of the whole field, so. If I can get by him easily, I know Dylan's getting back up here, so I'm going to have to contend with him here in a little bit, but I mean we'll see what happens. I was keeping pace with both him and West there on that long run. I just was too far back to catch him.
Yeah, you were. Well, you got some just 1 spot to make up. Good luck there, and maybe we're talking to here at the end of stage 2 as well.
I hope so.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
He called his shot. He said we'll talk to him at the end of the stage. But right now, David Modestball, he's the man on point. He's got the control. There he is to the Geico restart zone early. He's going to get a big jump. Parkhurst took the inside. Modestball's teammate on the outside with him. But wow, look at the difference there for the 32 of Parkhurst with the confidence on the inside, and maybe just the tires really were just enough of a difference where he just went around them, and then McDonald did not have the run off of the turn. He got very loose, had to check up. West checked up with him. Good thing not to wreck each other to make it through here, but that'll just allows Parkhurst to pull away. Now almost 7.5 tenths in front of these guys. Dylan clears for second. He's going to have a little bit of work now to go ahead and catch Parkhurst, as Parkhurst now just put down the fastest lap of the day for himself personally and for everybody on track, of 14:68. You mentioned Dylan coming into this race. He was tied with Cody Mitchell at the cutoff line, and then he's getting a little bit loose there. West looking back to his inside. Mark another fast lap of 14:59. Man on his own when he's out there. He's got fresh air in front of him. No concern for him. Zach Woods has slid into fourth, and then look at Richard Gonzalez, who's the lucky dog at the first caution. He's made his way back up here into the 5th position, and then Modest Ball here holding on nicely for 6th. Rhett Balzer, Jonathan Cogswell, and Greg Wood Jr. all drivers in the playoffs as well, battling with it. Bill Sleep is your only non-playoff, you only car 1 lap down. David Mayo, Greg Wood Sr. in the pits, and then Matt Metler did not start tonight's race. We'll jump back here to what is the exciting battle between Dylan McDonald and Wes Fuller, still for second as they continue to battle exactly what Mark Parkhurst wants to see. He can just keep pulling away, but hey, Wes Fuller, just because these guys are battling doesn't necessarily mean he is driving and driving it, too hard. Did have his fastest lap of the race even in that battle, which is nice because you don't really get your preferred lane there. You don't quite get, the comfortability to slide off the turn maybe that you want to. So still put your fastest lap. Pretty solid work there for Wes. Looks like Richard and Modest Ball continue to go back and forth here for the 5th position. This is some fun racing. These guys are probably enjoying it. You get up under one another, you get loose, try to battle it out, figure out one way, figure out another. These guys continue to keep it close, but man, the battle is these 3 drivers. We'll stick with them for a little bit. Rhett Balzer and Greg Wood Jr. along with Jonathan Cogswell. The goal is to try to make up time on the inside, but it seems like really Parkhurst is the only one to really make it in the inside work with the grip. But then even then, if you look, he's running the outside at the very least in 1 and 2. So you go back to this pack here, it's just Greg Wood Jr. is forced to be in a different position than what he wants to be. See, he wants to be able to slide up off of there. That's his ideal when you're running the bottom, even if you're on your own. But you're not able to slide up off of there, so you're not able to get as much throttle put down. You see Cogswell with a big run behind him. Now, Greg will just slide up in front of him. Cogswell not really looking to make the pass at the time, so he'll just go ahead and let it right on by. And wow, that's loose there for Parkhurst off of turn number 4. You see that rubber laid down on the track as well. I think it was like 55% track usage when they got started here before practice, and you saw talk about Modest Ball alone having over 100 laps. So a good deal of track usage. So definitely a lot of rubber laid down for these drivers. Dylan has been out put off 8/10 away, now almost 9/10 from Wes. Wes has just backed off, said, all right, I'll save my tires for now. Meanwhile, Mark Parkhurst put off to now 3-second lead as he just keeps putting down blazing laps. We'll have to see if he's able to save his tire enough. Is he doing enough to save his tire compared to Dylan McDonald? As we'll now have 20 laps to go to the end of the stage. The next stage, lap 90. And this battle right here is Richard Gonzalez and David Modespal continue to do battle side by side as Greg Wood Jr., Rhett Balzer, and Jonathan Cogswell have now joined this group. Greg looking to make it 3 wide. But looks like Richard finally going to be able to clear Modespal. Modespal's done a great job on those older tires, really hanging on. Oh, he's going to tag the wall, though. And, that's what happens. He's just trying to give these guys as much room as possible, and then you lose your marks, and you just tag the wall. Oh, that was close for Modespal and Cogswell. Nice recovery for the both of them. Cogswell's like, I want to go ahead and get around you before I accidentally get stuck in something, because that could have been close for one of your playoff drivers. And really, not just the playoff driver, but the man leading the standings coming into tonight's race. However, Zach Woods was 4 points behind that time around. And I'm going to just go ahead. We'll jump over to Mark. We'll stick with this battle between Richard and Greg, although with Greg pulling away now, this would be what he wants. Oh, Modespal and Brett Balzer Big contact there. Luckily, short track, they should be all right, at least for the moment. I think we'll have to double check. But as of this moment in time, we're now halfway through the race. Zach Woods is your MSRL points leader thanks to his bonus points at the stage 1 break. The misfortune for Greg Wood Jr. and Cogswell, who just didn't finish as well as him in the stage. So give right now the MSRL point lead to Zach Woods, currently running in 4th, so he's doing himself still pretty good favor right now on top of that. So because he came in about 2 points above Dylan McDonald, and then having finished 1 point ahead of him. So he's now 3 points ahead of Dylan. And Dylan being 2 points ahead, or 2 spots ahead here for this possible stage breaks. Dylan's led laps, and Zach hasn't, so giving Dylan the lap lead bonus by the end of this one, assuming they finish right where they're at. That will give both of them that points lead. But Greg Wood Jr. and Richard Gonzalez continue to keep battling. And I remember Richard was stuck in a battle with Modesball for a very long time, so that probably gave his tires some wear. But also Greg Wood having to make his way through from the back of the pack as well. So he is looking to hopefully be able to make it to the end of this next stage and put some fresh feel goods on there. Dylan McDonald has now cut this lead in more than half. He is, that last time around, gained an extra 10th. Now he's 1.1 seconds behind with what looks to be 9 laps to go in the stage. He'll need to gain a little bit more. Oh, that time was 3/10 quicker than Mark. So we might have a battle here for the stage. And if Dylan keeps knocking them back at this rate, we'll see this time around how much quicker he may have been. Another 3/10 right there. Yeah, he'll catch him here by the end of this one. Dylan has saved his tires, and Mark used them trying to pull away, but Dylan's gonna make a little bit more contact with the wall. That time I don't know if he gained a ton or not. Let's see. Oh, he gained another 2.5 tenths right there. He's gonna knock that wall down, trying to fight him. Let's jump on board with him, see what his view's like right now. He is right there on him. Ricky, miss you. Wish you were racing here tonight. It is nice to be broadcasting the league, though. I love getting to talk about these guys. And James Jones, sorry that you're missing out, buddy. Thanks for joining in as well. The coach there in chat. There he is right there. Dylan's just on him. It is now 3 laps to go in this stage. Does Dylan have enough to catch Parkhurst? No lap traffic ahead that I think we shouldn't have to worry about. Modesball still trying to hold on with those older tires. Dylan at a moment to his outside. Parkhurst is going to give it to him. He's going to have to stay on the outside and really hold him off. We'll jump back out to the outside view, see what Dylan has for him. Can he pass him? Oh, he's going to get to his outside. Is Parkhurst strong enough? No, he don't know. Dylan's got to his outside here. I think Parkhurst got it, though. Yeah, Parkhurst definitely had it. Parkhurst had that lap led. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the end of the stage. But it is 90. End of 90. Oh, goodness, everybody. No, so definitely Dylan won this stage, just barely beating out Parkhurst. It was a hard-fought battle here at the end between Woods and Gonzalez. So with Dylan gaining that extra spot, Woods losing one more, that will give the points lead back over to Dylan McDonald at the moment. Now, again, only 2 points, so very, very close. We'll give our Stage 2 winner an opportunity to hit pit road. We'll allow him to hit his marks, not be an issue. So while he does that, we will go ahead and hit our second break of the evening. Pay the bills here on the Sim Racing Media Network. We will be right back, everybody. All right, we are back, everybody, here live from beautiful Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Stage 2 winner, Dylan McDonald. Get our second chance to talk with you, but nonetheless, our Stage 2 winner. An exciting finish to that stage there, Dylan.
Yeah, I thought Mark was going to try to block the top. I mean, you know, Bristol, with it being kind of a night race, you kind of would have blocked the top because that's where all your momentum is going to be, but you know, it all worked out in my favor. He didn't block the top. He went down to the bottom just because I decided to fake him out, show him the nose, going down to the bottom, and he took the bait. So ended up getting back around him, and he didn't realize that the stage was at lap 90, so he kind of took off away from me. And I was like, you know what? Fine. You want to go like that? I'm going to save my stuff behind you, and whenever you get ready to burn up your stuff, I'll catch you back. And that's what ended up happening.
Yeah, perfectly timed there. I'm pretty sure knowing Mark, I think he's just probably going to stay out of your hair too much, you know, being a playoff driver and all. It was great to have him back. Definitely one of his best tracks to do it. Dylan, how's the car feeling over these long runs? Doing nice long green flag runs here at Bristol that maybe not everybody's used to. How does it feel in the car?
It actually feels pretty good. I mean, it's super line sensitive. You know, if you miss your line going in, you can really mess up the right side of the car, especially with the new damage model and everything with the next gen. So you got to pretty much keep an eye on where you're putting the front end at, as well as, you know, watch your mirrors, make sure you don't cut down on somebody or anything like that. But I mean, long run feels good. Just got to keep it off the wall and we'll be all right.
Sounds good, buddy. Go out there, get that good restart zone. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
All right, Dylan McDonald going to be restarting here from the outside of that front row. But, of course, as your control car, Greg Wood Jr. right behind. Big jump right there, right to the middle of the Geico restart zone. It looks like that'll give him an easy lead as the battle will be for second, third, and fourth between Parkhurst, Greg Wood Jr., and my goodness, just look at the launch that Parkhurst has there off of the turn. And Greg Wood, look at the run he had going into turn. He'll dive it right to the bottom. Oh, contact! Parkhurst! And Greg Wood, Parker's got very loose, lost it into the turn, and it's over right there for him. Yeah, he had massive damage on the right front there. I was surprised if it was going to stay in one piece, and I'm pretty sure he's got damage there, and everything just went around when it did. So only the second caution for incident tonight. We saw it live. We'll go back and just check it just one more time so everybody can see. But we'll actually have to go back before where he hit the wall. See, Greg Woods got the big run, jumps right to the bottom here. You know, yeah, Mark was actually lower off the wall, I think, than maybe Greg was anticipating. And you know, we saw how it looks from the front where if you get loose... Yeah, it looks like he just didn't come off the wall as much as Greg anticipated. Greg came up into him, so hard to tell really what exactly happened. Looks like Parkhurst probably had to use his fast repair there. Luckily, having one in the bank, go ahead and get that handled with just over 50 laps to go. We're going to go ahead and bring in... let's go ahead and bring in Zach Woods. We'll bring in one of our playoff drivers here, the driver of the number 60 Ford Mustang, or number 60 Christian iRacers Ford Mustang. Say that correctly this time. Zach Woods, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, Angel. Good to be up here.
Oh boy, you've had so far what looks like a pretty good race, man. And for a brief, probably about 30 laps, you were our points leader.
Well, that's hysterical, but I'm just looking for a good points day today. I'm not normally good here at all, so I'm excited for the opportunity to be racing up here with these guys.
It's been fun to watch. How's the action going on in front of you, around you, and how do you keep it clean here for the last 50 laps and continue what's been a pretty good points day for you here at Bristol?
Well, I can't believe I dodged that last one, but other than that, it's been fairly clean. I'm way more comfortable on the low line here, just kind of saving my stuff, and I feel like the long runs are really, really good for me here. So just gotta be patient, watch everybody else burn up their stuff, and then gotta have to learn to pass people when I get tire advantage. Couldn't do it at the end of that last stage, but it's all right in front of us here, so really excited.
Hey, absolutely, buddy. Go out there, continue to earn those points. Not to say we need to wish bad upon anybody else, but we are going to your goal is to just simply take advantage when bad things happen to other people, because they're gonna happen. Go out there, buddy. You're having a good race tonight. Just keep it up. Keep your head clean, man. Really fun watching you. Hold on. Oh wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk to you during the shoes. Good luck, buddy.
Oh no. Yep, it's all good.
Try not to talk to these guys in the middle of these distractions. I apologize. It's just sometimes bad timing on it. When you're not in the race itself looking at it, and you don't have the voice chat going on in the background. I know some broadcasters, some of these guys can do it. I can't have people talking in the background while I'm doing it. Nope. No, I like to keep it nice and clean. Aside from that, we're going to go ahead and move back to the front. It is Greg Wood and Dylan McDonald, goodness, and Greg Wood Jr. at the front. iRacing.com pace car going to jump down to the bottom. No, Al, we did not curse him because it is not within the final 20 laps of the race. That is when my rule of nobody on the lead lap gets interviewed as a broadcaster's curse. Only counts in the final 20 to 25 laps. We extend a little 5 laps extra when it comes to a short track. Dylan with a great start here on the outside of Greg Wood Jr. Greg going to stay there in second. Wes is going to pull up in third. Zach Woods in fourth. Rhett Balzer with a little bit of right front damage there in fifth. And the battle right now is going to be for sixth between Richard Gonzalez and Jonathan Cogswell. Oh, Richard loose. Can he hold on to it? What a save there for Richard Gonzalez. That might be a very big moment for him. No damage whatsoever from it. Nice job between him and Mark Parkhurst along with Cogswell to be able to stay off of him. So what happens on these cold, not so much cold tires, but you're still at the point where it's very much like that. And wow, real loose there from Modestball. Dylan McDonald talking about saving tires. He just put down his personal fastest lap of the race of 14:63. That's half a tenth faster than he had been previously. Of course, now we should be seeing the lights kick on. We see the we'll double check. Maybe we just didn't have the. Well, the race is going by quick enough that we actually might not hit the nighttime. Surprisingly here, sunsets officially. I think this time of year for where we're at, it's 8:20 something. We are 37 minutes into it, and officially the race began at 7:30 p.m. So really would take another 20 minutes of racing to get them there. So we actually have a chance still to get into the nighttime before the race is over. Zach Woods and Mark Parkhurst side by side. Zach Woods gonna let him on by. Just do the smart thing. Hey, you're running solid top 5 finish right now. You know you can have more. Let these guys burn up their stuff as you talked about. Parkhurst included. Now, mind you, everybody was given 4 total tire sets for tonight's race, if I'm not mistaken. No, 5 total tire sets. So that would allow them to have about 30 laps per set of tires. And so if you've not had to pit because of these long green flag runs. Let's say Parkhurst has pit now 3 times. Assuming he took tires in each one, he would still have 1 extra set here for the end of the race. So, still looking pretty solid for him. He moves all the way back up to 2nd after he had restarted back in the, what would have been considered the, well, back in the 10th position, sorry. So, he had made his way from 10th to 2nd. Question is, how do his tires look after that? We saw what Dylan McDonald was able to do at the end of that run in stage 2. It was about 40 laps. He caught him right at the end, and about probably over the last 10 laps is where he caught him good. Oh, slight contact there with the wall for Parkhurst. I think Greg Wood Jr. may have followed him into the wall a little bit, which, oh goodness, happens so often to us when you're so focused on the driver in front of you just trying to hit your marks. Wes Fuller jumps to the bottom of Greg Wood there to not quite. He just had the big run on him. Doesn't necessarily mean he's looking to make the pass. You see, he just kind of let Greg go right on by there. No need to push too hard. Still a decent amount of laps here, especially for this run that we're having at Bristol Motor Speedway. At the moment, we're having nothing made. Oh, actually, we got a little bit of a battle still between Modespaw and Cogswell. This has not been Cogswell's best race. We've seen Cogswell really just a top 5 driver most of the season. He's just not really been. He's been on the. He's been, of course, somewhere between that 6th to 8th range, it feels like, all night long. A little disappointing maybe for your points leader coming into tonight's race. You won't have the points lead coming out, not having earned enough stage points necessarily. However, we head to a track like Kansas next week. Definitely a track that suits his style, but also suits drivers like Dylan. We know Wes is one of his favorite tracks. Kansas puts on some great shows, and I'm definitely excited, whether I get to be racing or broadcasting it. Definitely one of my favorites. And then Talladega to finish out the round, just because you had to have chaos to finish out the last round before the Final Four will go at it at Las Vegas in October. Right now, we're just under 30 laps to go here for the Monsters of Speed Racing League here at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Tig and Tony Trapasso Strong 150. Of course, thank you to Dylan for putting up the sponsorship for tonight's race, switching it over for his uncle recently passed, and for our late broadcaster Tony Trapasso passing last week. Right now, with 20 coming down to 25 laps to go, we'll go ahead and hit our first Turn It Up session here of the evening. As always, I say, if you are listening with headphones, we do turn it up, so just be careful and enjoy. Apologize, our Turn It Up logo wasn't working for some reason. We'll figure out why after. No problem, though. We saw briefly for a moment. We'll go back to the pass for second place from Greg Wood Jr. over Mark Parkhurst here, making his way to the second spot. Big moment, of course, for Greg Wood. As you saw, Parkhurst tagged the wall a little bit. Greg just got a big run, going to move to his inside. Mark, you saw he had the big run, and you saw him just let off there. And again, Mark just trying to get out of the way of these playoff drivers. He knows, the situation they're in. Doesn't want to be affecting anybody's playoff situations. Right now, though, Greg Wood is looking to continue to try to chop away at Dylan McDonald's lead. It is 1.25 seconds right now with 13 laps to go. David Mayo, a lap car, he's just going to do the respectful thing, move completely out of the way, not going to be in the leader's way. See Matt Metler, I think Matt just had some computer issues. He's just been trying to race, and we saw him have some computer issues earlier this week when he was trying to jump into broadcast with me. So I'm glad he's been able to maybe get it fixed, and maybe even if he can just get 25, 30 laps of enjoyable racing at Bristol, I can't blame him right there. We're going to go through your field just while we have the opportunity. The final 10 laps, Dylan McDonald here in first from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Greg Wood Jr. from Hagerstown, I think it's Maryland. I probably messed that up, but I'm pretty sure. Mark Parkhurst from Enfield, New Hampshire. Wes Fuller, the number 35, Maryville, Missouri. Zach Woods, Winfield, Pennsylvania, that number 60 Ford Mustang. Jonathan Cogswell from Plainfield, Indiana. A couple of Indiana drivers here for in our race. Richard Gonzalez, one of our Massachusetts drivers. Missing our other Massachusetts drivers still here. Kevin Gibney, always thinking about you there, buddy. David Mottespall from Montoursville, Pennsylvania. I know you'll tell me if I messed that one up there at one point. Rhett Balzer there in the 9th position. Bill Sleep rounding out your top 10, hoping to pull off yet another top 10 to add to his totals of the season. He was at 14 coming into tonight, looking to make that 15. David Mayo in 11th from Citrus Heights. I believe he's in California. Greg Wood Sr. out of this race. And then Matt Metler. Oh, he says Mid-South. We know he's down in the south here of Florida. 6 laps to go right now. The lead is stabilized between Dylan and Greg Wood Jr. That last time around, Dylan was about not quite a tenth quicker than Greg, so it's just kind of back and forth right now. We'll see here at the end of this lap as we now down to 5 laps to go. Oh, Dylan picked it up big time that last time around. He was almost 3/10 quicker, so I'm just wondering if it wasn't maybe some of that lap traffic that was holding him up. And also, Greg Wood Jr. just used up his tires trying to catch him. Dylan had this fresh air the entire time. He was able to just relax, save his tires as much as he wanted. Now, with 4 laps to go, if a caution came out, everybody's coming in for a set of field goods. But coming across off turn 4, 3 to go now. Dylan pulling off to about a 2-second lead over Greg Wood Jr., looking to continue to extend that. As Mark Parkhurst now might be falling to Wes Fuller. We'll have to see. 2 to go here for the Tig and Tony Trapasso Strong 150 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Dylan McDonald, the man who's been the man this season, to say the least, looking to pull off victory number 9 on the season. 1 lap to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Dylan driving through 1 and 2, making it pretty easy. He has saved the best for last. His tires were plenty good. Coming off of turn 4, Dylan, in celebration for his uncle, he's going to take the victory here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Victory number 9 on the season for him. 16 top 5s, 17 top 10s. Does not lead the league in top 10s and top 5s. That does belong still to Jonathan Cogswell, who's been the model of consistency. Greg Wood Jr. going to finish there in second, and Mark Parkhurst in third. Let's go ahead and bring in our... Well, actually, we'll make sure everybody's completed with the race. Give him a chance now to go ahead and begin his burnout. But first, Dylan's going to make his way around the track. Dylan Angel here in the SRM broadcast booth. The winner tonight here in celebration for your uncle.
Yeah, finally got one done that I actually end up sponsoring and can actually pull one out. And oh, that was tough. My hands hurt, my arms hurt, feel like Jello. Glad this one's over.
Man, it's not always that you have a race at Bristol where you just everybody really had to work for it today. There was a lot of green flag racing tonight.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good to see all the green flag racing. Minimum cautions. I mean, we only had 4, 2 of those for the stage, 2 of them for actual wrecks. I mean, one being me, obviously, but yeah, I mean, 4 cautions for 150 laps at Bristol. NASCAR can't even do that. So I mean, we're MSRO is a little bit top tier over NASCAR. So
Oh, we're enjoying ourselves over here, aren't we? And I'm here.
yeah, it's actually pretty fun.
But Dylan, definitely was a great race to watch there. We saw you get a little bit of lap traffic, maybe hold you up there towards the end, but almost in a league of your own there with a pretty sizable win. Still, though, I mean, like you said, you're running for your uncle. A lot of things going on in your mind now. Burn it out here while we get to watch you do it, and a little bit of a Polish victory lap. It looks like. But just tell us how this race, how much this race means to you for your uncle Tig, and for your family. Your family had jumped in. Your dad was watching earlier as well with us, actually.
Yeah, my uncle is a big NASCAR fan, big Jeff Gordon fan as well. So I've been letting him know how I do on iRacing, and I really wanted a good car for him here tonight, but Wes wasn't able to get it done. But big longtime fan of NASCAR, and it just meant a lot to me just to get a win with the Hench Strong banner on, and just have it coming around, and finally get one in his name, and get one for Tony as well. So couldn't be more happier than what I am right now, and now I can kind of rest easy for the rest of the second round of playoffs and get ready for Las Vegas.
Yep, no worry. That's the biggest thing, You got no worries now for Kansas and for Talladega, which are just 2 tracks that can cause so much chaos. But of course, wanting to continue the momentum, I'm sure, and go out there and win those races, of course. Go ahead, thank your sponsors. Continue to do what is a fantastic burnout right there. Blew the engine. Not going to give you the opportunity to continue there. But yeah, go ahead, thank your sponsors. Thank everybody watching, and we'll let you celebrate victory number 9 of the season.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Dustin Hall over at EPI, and also big shout out to Blake Henderson for making this beautiful paint scheme with Jimmy Strong on the hood. It is also Cancer Awareness Month for children, so everybody out there that is battling cancer, you can push through it. You want to give a big shout out to Mardo PC, Travis Auto Services here in Fort Wayne. Give a big shout out to my uncle as well, probably watching over me and cheering up and down just because I got to win for him. And got to give a big shout out to everybody over at SRM. My condolences to the SRM family. I know you were a big friend with Tony, so got to give a big shout out to them, and give a big shout out to my dad and his wife out there who's rooting me on week in and week out over on the broadcast channel.
I appreciate it so much, Dylan. Absolutely a touching moment. Thank you so much. Congratulations, and if I'm not battling with you at Kansas, maybe we're talking to you. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. Take it easy. I ain't got nothing to lose. So, just race everybody with respect. I mean, if somebody's faster than me, I'm just going to move on over. So I'm not going to put myself or somebody else in a bad spot.
I've been in position to win Kansas twice. I'm going to do it eventually here. So we'll have fun.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of good Wendy Joe Memorial schemes next week. So
I'm excited. Maybe we'll have to get one made for me, and then I'll be out there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun, man.
Sounds good, Dylan. Thank you so much. Big shout out, of course, for your uncle, your family here, and thank you, of course. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks, Angel.
All right, everybody. A little more emotional on this side, just with, of course, Dylan and his uncle, and losing Tony. We're going to go ahead and bring in our second place finisher tonight, Mr. Greg Wood Jr. Greg, you got me here in the booth?
Sure do, sir.
Well, beautiful looking paint scheme. Was tonight the debut? I don't remember.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I seen it here and there. I just didn't remember if you already had it up or not. Beautiful paint scheme tonight there, buddy. Gonna come home with a podium finish. Not the guarantee you need to make it to the next round. But with 2 playoff drivers missing tonight, you know their focus is probably gonna have to be to win Kansas or Talladega. So how do you go to those next 2 races knowing you have 2 to 3 drivers that are gonna be in absolute must-win mode?
I think I'm pretty safe. I'm not really too worried about. I mean, Talladega is always a crapshoot. Kansas, I'm pretty decent at. Leaving tonight with a bad taste in my mouth, getting blocked by a car that was 37 laps down when I was running Dylan down. Kind of really. I thought he was on the lead lap, maybe 1 lap down, but come to find out he's 37 laps down, and he just blocked me lap after lap after lap. So now that I know that, I know how to race him in the future. But I mean, all in all, it was a decent night. Like I said, I was running Dylan down there at the end, and I didn't have enough, and was getting blocked by A, my teammate, and B, Mayo. It just ruined it.
Oh, well, those are definitely the unfortunate parts when you are racing at Bristol, having the tight corners racing. These drivers are talking about today the tightness of the track. Was that something that everybody was anticipating? And really, I think with how fast the race finished, it didn't have the chance to run in tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was really tight in the middle, but as far as exit, I mean, it was a little bit loose. I think Parker's got a little tail happy and came down and hit me one of the laps, but all in all, I mean, it was kind of tight entry center, but I mean, it felt good on the drive off. You just kind of had to wait on the throttle a little bit longer than usual, but I was hoping the bottom would have came in pretty good, but it didn't.
Yeah, Mark pretty quickly messaged me afterwards. He's like, "Man, I got loose and I just didn't want to hit Greg." So definitely Mark was an accident there. Greg, we'll go ahead and let you celebrate, or at least be happy with the second place finish and the big points day. We'll let you thank your sponsors and any family or friends.
First and foremost, heart and thoughts and prayers and everybody goes out to Tony's family. It kind of sucks that what happened to him. Hate to see it. He was such a great guy, great broadcaster. So first and foremost, thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. Everybody on my team, Titletown, Rage, we're usually pretty good together and everything. A little miscommunication tonight. David had too many people in his ear at one time. Thank you, Angel, for stepping out of the car and jumping into Tony's role and putting on a good show.
Hey, it's always a pleasure. Definitely bummer, but always a passion. And hey, as Dylan said, when you get 4 cautions at Bristol for 150 laps, that's a night to be happy with.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you next week at Kansas. And I told Dylan if I'm not trying to wreck him for the win, we'll see you if we're talking to you in the booth.
All right, man. See ya.
See you. All right, and we'll round this out here with our third place finisher. And the third time we get to talk to you, Mark, here. Podium finish, not quite a victory, but hey, nice way to come back after what's been quite the hiatus here.
Yeah, I just needed to learn to save tires. I got 3 practice laps in qualifying, and that was it. That was not enough time to learn how to save tires. So,
Not quite enough, I guess.
No, not quite. I think I needed 4. But my strategy was just kind of run away and hide and see where it goes from there. And I mean, stage 2, I was 1 lap short. I thought it was
1 lap
85.
short.
So I thought 85 was the stage. 85 comes and goes. I'm like, oh shit, where is? Oh, sorry, my bad. But where is he? But
Well, let
but
slide.
it is what it is.
It's fine. I messed up the broadcast even talking about it. I thought it was the start of 90. I'm so used to these leagues that I race in with the start of 90, forgetting that it was the end of 90. So it's like, oh, look at that. He held him off. And I'm like, oh, crap. No, it's 90. It's end of 90. So no, it wasn't that close.
Yeah.
So I messed it up too. Don't worry.
Yeah, I saw what he was trying to do, so I tried to take the bottom away, and he just hopped up top and took it back. But yeah, if I hadn't got loose and avoided Greg, I might have had a shot at him. I don't know. I just kind of, where I spun out in 2 there, burned up my rears, and I didn't want to change my tires just in case we had some cautions, So
it looked like you did almost, because you just flew through.
No, I stayed on the same set I spun out in, but just the rears were kind of burnt up a little bit from that, and just it kind of cost me there towards the end. I just wasn't getting the drive off.
I understand that one, man. Well, hey, again, still third place finish, a nice way to definitely come back, add to the top 5 total that you continue to have. I'm sure you have some people at least you'd like to thank, and then we'll let you go enjoy this, and hopefully we can talk to you and see you again soon.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't raced for a while, so I haven't been hanging around much teams or anything. So, I mean, I've been racing a lot with like 1776 and TTR. So shout out to them. It's been fun racing with them again a lot lately, and shout out to my mom as always. She's watching my races. Everybody watching on the broadcast. You for broadcasting, stepping out of the seat to broadcast tonight. Appreciate that, and just everybody for showing up, putting on a great race.
Yeah, definitely was a great race, Mark. Nice to see you there, buddy. Hang on there and chat. I'll be right down, and we'll talk for a little bit.
All right.
All right, well, I want to thank you there, Mark, for coming in. We're going to go ahead and briefly go over our final results for tonight. As we mentioned there, Dylan McDonald, of course, in the victory lane for tonight's race, victory number 9. Greg Wood Jr. in second. Mark Parkhurst in his return finishes in third. Wes Fuller finishes fourth. Zach Woods will be your third of your playoff drivers, and with his big bonus points today, this is going to be very big for him trying to make that final round at Las Vegas. Cogswell in sixth. Richard Gonzalez in 7th, David Modespals in 8th, Rhett Balzer in 9th, probably definitely did not have the day he was looking for as one of your playoff drivers. Bill Sleep continues to add to that top 10 total. David Mayo in 11th, Greg Wood Jr. Senior in 12th, and Matt Metler is going to round out your field here for tonight. Next week, as mentioned, we head to the beautiful racetrack of Kansas Speedway. Definitely going to be very excited to see the action that we get there. You can be right up on the bottom, right up on the high side. Definitely a lot of action to go on there. And then we'll finish up this round at Talladega, and then the final race for Las Vegas the week after. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Waldorf Toyota, of course, as always, for jumping on board with us for tonight's race and for the season as a whole. I want to thank all of our drivers for being able to come out tonight, all of our everybody watching on the SRM YouTube channel. As always, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, whatever you got to do to get those bell notifications going so that you can continue to watch all the fantastic action that we have here week in and week out for the Sim Racing Media Network. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend and some fantastic action tomorrow night for Bristol for the Cup Series.